Hey there, fam. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, whatever time it may be. Let's go ahead and see what kind of messaging we can get at this moment. We got that last time. And this one. Hey. Okay. Goodness gracious. My goodness. What's going on? Okay. Every hurricane comes to an end. That's 44. Do it for you. Do it for you, fam. What are you doing? What's going on? Helping others shouldn't involve sacrificing yourself. I don't mind repeating that. Okay. Refresher course. 31. When we're children, we can barely comprehend the vastness of our own lives, let alone the existence of other planets. It's not long before we learn we aren't the center of the universe. We are but specks of stardust in one of its many skies. However, we must all still do our part to take care of our own individual worlds, or else it throws everything else off balance. Make sure to keep balance in your life, but don't forget the big picture stuff. Don't be a douche. How about 44? Nope. I said, just when you thought things were taking a turn for the better, in came a hurricane of hurt. And now you find yourself utterly exhausted from trying to survive it all. Rest assured, the clouds are finally starting to part, making room for the much-needed sun. Like the clouds, you should also let go of past or present pain in order to make room for something better. Are you holding a grudge? Because we've seen that forgiveness card a lot in the oracle cards of the day. When it comes to healing and recovery, make sure you're doing it for yourself, not for somebody else. Becoming too dependent on other people will only end in disappointment. People leave, friends drift, family members become estranged. Your reason needs to be bigger than them. And believe it or not, you are important enough to be that reason. Boosh. All right, archetypes. The flame. The self. Ooh, stippling. Okie dokie. Oh. The fire, the spark, the summer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. I mean, whoever sees those cards, I don't know who sees those cards. We didn't just see the shot. Okay, moving on. To enlighten the connection of this archetypal energy, practice the candle gazing technique called Chataka. Notice how lighting a candle in any space brings magic to the room and creates a sense of reverence. Okay, but like my first real job was in fire and water damage restoration, so I'm very particular when it comes to candles, all right? Use that shit responsibly, people, please. Or have your important documents the fuck somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. The archetypal fire is at the beginning of all transformation, purification, and manifestation. Nearly every spiritual lineage honors the flame. Okay, now I'm just getting lost in the stippling again. Goodness gracious. When light, health, mental clarity, good digestion, thanks. When dark, excess heat and anger, complete darkness. 29. Eh? Okay. Nope, nope, nope. The soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back in to witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. If this card is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. It's no surprise that the two central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self-experiment. With Soham, I am that, and Satnam, true identity. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing anything in this video, as well as any other. When light, witnessing, accepting new aspects of self. When dark, disjointed, fatigued, diffused energy and purpose. I feel like whatever age we are right now, it kind of feels like if it's not coming into our own, then it's like almost like a returning to self is going on, right? Clarification felt. I've already done some pre-shuffling, but now that we're in the zone, eh. Started from the bottom and now we're at the top. It's like a running theme. Wow, what the? Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness. Okay, this is literally the same tarot cards as the last video, and I've wound up not really editing and uploading because I kept forgetting my fans because it was so warm. It was all made of worms. Oh, that's different. Switching it up, are we? Hey. Please let that have been a card backfiring. Just once. Goodness, goodness, fam. I like, if we're gonna start off with the Five of Pentacles, I'm gonna say we're starting from the bottom. Now we at the top. It's just what I do these days. But like, hello. Some manifestations going on, eh? One more here. Okay. When I think of the Fool, I always think of Given In like it's anime. Can you see Chopper this time? Like, why is there a reindeer on this freaking ship? What do you mean he's the doctor? Because, just don't worry about it and enjoy the story, okay? Oh, this card. This is one that I always get, like, different vibes. Right now, I want to bring up the idea of, if you think there's any kind of, like, opposition, or like if you think you already know how the people you know or in your life, your family, whoever, are going to judge you once they find out about these things that you're working on, maybe it's different than anything they've known of you to do, depending on how long they've known you, right? If it's a returning to self. Make sure that it's not just simply in your head. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people talk about this card, it's like you're on top of the world. And like, look at where they're standing, right? It does kind of seem like they're standing on, you know, like it's kind of got that curve, right? So what if what I've been saying is, what if they're placing that down alongside those and they're all just leaning up against there because it's not necessary. We're done with the healthy competition. We're done with the ego. We've, you know, hit our stride. Or we are hitting our stride, right? Should that, like, if I had reversals, would that Five of Pentacles be reversed? What do you think? How does that feel for you? Because, like, these are very particular cards, right? Hello, neighbor. Or whatever vehicle that is. That sounds big. These are like hopes and dreams that we're talking about, right? But it's not, you know, it's the Ten of Cups, not the Ten of Pentacles, but we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Someone who, regardless of gender, they're nurturing in their care. You know what I mean? Like, is this person looking at the pentacle in their lap that they're holding, or are they looking at the earth? Are they taking in, you know, like think of this type of moment, whether you like summer or not. Most of us have a tendency to love to be able to just sit there on a day that's not too hot, not too cool, just right Goldilocks. And you have that beautiful summer breeze. Yeah. Hopefully there's a lovely smell that you attribute to that time of year too, that moment. May we all get at least one of those each season, right? It's not just a kingdom taken care of. There's nurturing, there's compassion, there's like a motherly love. A lot of work has gone into this, whether it's literal blood, sweat, and tears, or trying to figure out how to manifest, how to make your own hopes and dreams come true, how to be your own white knight, right? Because like this whole started off with the reminder that you're stardust and you need to be doing this for you. Whatever your healing process is, you're returning to self, you're rekindling of that flame, right? You're not just going off a cliff into the abyss. Hopefully you have anyone around you who's like, hey, whoa, what? And it's like, now you can say, I know. Like, you've done the research, you've done the whatever, right? Where's your balance? Because there's like new beginnings going on. And you did this. I don't want to talk about whether things are earned and how hard we're working. I feel like in this day and age, like what dedication, commitment. Why make it hard for yourself, right? Things happen, unfortunately. But your past doesn't get to dictate your future. Your past doesn't get to claim your present. You claim your present. You right now, okay? So there, just make sure there's balance to new beginnings. Don't lose sight of things that you have learned. Don't fall back on unhealthy coping mechanisms. Ooh, okay. Because the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords, fam. Right. The things that you're healing from affected you very deeply. Not just your heart, but also your mind. Your heart, mind, and soul. They changed you. And maybe you had to shut down for a little bit. Be your own version of superficial for just a bit. If not more. But it's been a returning to the self. And learning or remembering to not give a crap about what others are thinking, because honestly, they're just getting in the way and tripping you up. But you care. You care about others. This person, this isn't the 9 of Cups, that's the 10 of Cups. They are not alone. Whatever family looks like for you, this is chosen. Has the weight of the world been on your shoulders? Does it belong there? Don't overestimate or underestimate your part in things, right? If your situation is being that smile as someone walks by you, being those positive vibes, whether you know the person or not, that's okay too. Be very sure about, what both of these cards mean to you, right? Because, some of us right out the gate, we just want to help people. Maybe you want people to know joy. Maybe, you've been able to know the darkness and pain enough yourself. You don't ever want anyone to feel that way. You want to do what you can to help people, whether it's providing for them, making sure the people in your kingdom, whatever they need, mental health capacities. I know people who want to provide shelters and communities. You need a whole lot of funding, eh? It can also be art. It's like, it can be whatever that is for you. That's the dancer of the freaking tarot, fam. I'm a dancer, but I'm also a writer. I love stippling. For me, it's like trimming the bonsai tree. You know what I mean? You gotta chill. Fucking chill. And painters have it in their own way too. You don't just tend to go hog wild right from the get-go. There are layers, right? You're working with your medium. It's all a part of, you've been figuring out what that truly means for you. Not what others are telling you what that means for you. That didn't really work out very well, did it? There's a reason. There are how many reasons? I know I wasn't born last week, there's a reason why you're being like this, reignite this being, like that's being called out. But so is that. For me, this is like say these are like a book, a story, you know what I mean? Chapters of a book. And this is the blurb on the back or whatever, the dust jacket. Like, is this a message coming in? Or have you just been, twinsies. You should really come hang out at the beach. Really, I like the mountains, but it's getting kind of cold. Is it a dog or is it a fish? Either way, this is some really fucking good vibes. And just reminders, you know what I mean? Just a little checkity check. Checking in, making sure, there's no double card. I kind of do want to draw another one. One more. Ooh. It's like collaboration, right? Teamwork. But I'm going to go out and say that, be the one with the chisel, right? Be able to recognize yourself when you look into any mirror or whatever that can mean for you. Recognize the sound of your own heartbeat and make sure, it can be scarred up. I like to think of it as like, you know, being stitched up or whatever, and it kind of, in a way, can enlarge with those types of scars, right? That kind of stitching. Lessons learned. It can't rain all the time. Ooh. Oh my goodness, the ringing. Holy cow pie, Batman. Left ear just, jeez Louise. It came out of nowhere. I feel like... Oh. That was then and this is now. Bam, that's what I'm saying about that. Because I just feel like this has been a long time coming. At least a year. At least. I think more than, though. This has been a long time coming. And sometimes we just need the reminder. I don't think we need help with remembering where we come from. I don't think that's the struggle. I think sometimes we may be still too in it. You know what I mean? We've been working on our forgiveness, not just of others, but of also ourselves, right? Because sometimes you'll hit that point where it's like, well, what's the common denominator with all this fuckery, you know? And that can really take a hit. It's like a part of me wants to say to the ego, but I don't want to say the ego because it's deeper than that, right? That's when like our mental health takes particular hits, right? And we start to lose trust in ourselves. Fuck that. Wait, there. They're like the thinnest of note cards, forgive me. Oh my goodness. Take that as you will. I'm not done shuffling. Still not done shuffling. What is that, Aries? Okay, listen, I take care of my mom, so I don't want to, like, aw. That's a Britney Spears song, Out From Under. Who's talking shit that has no room? Who needs to shush? As the loud-ass neighbor goes by. Okay, so don't dwell. If you're still, like, if you haven't been able to move and you really want to, if you're, like, change is happening, but you know there's a particular catalyst that is going to, you know, may it be okay. Maybe this is one of your ancestors who's trying to communicate, just saying, hello. You'll know what that means for you. My mom is an Aries. But referencing this song, this is from the Circus album, which is a very particular album for her. And at that time, I remember working at Nintendo. That's the first place I ever worked doing QA in the gaming industry. And this was one of those albums that I had like in rotation when we could listen to music. Just whatever music we wanted, like with headphones or whatever. And it swiftly became one of the songs that helped me through the breakup and divorce. Be very careful about dwelling when you're in the moment, because you need to come out from coming out from under enables you to have hindsight and that 2020, vision, and how perspectives can change with a rear view, right? Maybe also having difficulty believing something that's future tense, because if you want to see it to believe it, you need to believe in yourself. As long as you can believe in yourself, in your hopes and dreams and the things that you want to do, that is all that matters. It's not just some scam ass gimmick that people are selling. It's able to become a scam ass gimmick because everything's based in truth at some point. You just got to get to the root of it, right? So that's how we're able to fall for things, right? If we're dealing with a pathological liar, if we're dealing with whatever. Oh, there's one still stuck to the freaking thing from where Pomodoro, that was in the previous shit. All right, I see you. All right. There are certain things that we can work through now with our healing and the process, the present, and other things that we just need to trust are going to make sense eventually, even in their lunacy. You know what I mean? Because we're going to see the lessons better. You reach a point where it's like connect the dots, right? As you look back over your life and you're like, oh, I learned these things and that's enabling me to be able to pull off this shit, right? And it's no fun hearing that when you're in the thick of it, right? Before the catalyst. While movement's still being made, whether we can see it or not, because it's happening within us at the very least, right? Excuse me. You've experienced enough to know that shit's true. And that's how you can trust the process. That's how that can be a way that one can learn how to trust ourselves now. Learn how to give in like it's anime now, because you're not the same fool. And just falling onto old habits that you know for a fact now never served. They never actually helped. They just hit a temporary pause and withheld you from your own life, from your own mind. And that's not what we're doing anymore. Maybe you need to be bold like an Aries. Watch your anger. Don't just, even if it's momentary. Dang, man. Either way, it's still good, because you're coming out from under. And you're learning what is best left in the past. Trust that. And it'll all work out. These things that you're wanting to do, it's working out because of you. So whoever you're collaborating with, whatever, if people are trying to serve you some bullshit, and if they're just, oh, this is just great right now, you know how to handle that. You know where the balance is now. You've learned from past experiences, You know, do you still have regret? Well, then you're not done learning. Otherwise, what's the purpose of regret? Right? All right, fam. I love you, and I will talk to you later.